What up, YouTube? It's your boy RDS, and let's go. Well, I don't know if you are big fans of Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. I've been watching their movies since the 80s, late 80s going into the early 90s. And I can tell you they are so adorable together. You know, Hollywood is not known for marriages or relationships having like years together, but with these two, they have proven that because you are rich, because you are in Hollywood, still means you can be together and be happy and be true to one another. So I'm looking forward to this small, I guess, interview that CBS Morning did with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. I guess they're going to talk about their longevity together and a few of their movies, so I'm looking forward to this. Without further ado, let's go.
Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell have had a dream and a life together for many a year now. They're in conversation with Tracy Smith.
Welcome to the North Pole, Jack.
In the new Netflix film, The Christmas Chronicles 2, you get pretty much what you'd expect from a big holiday movie.
Are you really?
I am.
No way. Must be dreaming.
Oh, you're not dreaming, Jack.
That's Kurt Russell.
You're in Santa's village. The real one.
Who's arguably the fittest Santa Claus ever. And of course, that's his longtime real-life partner, Goldie Hawn, as the missus.
I think it should be called Mrs. Claus's Village. Me too.
Why? I never thought of that.
Of course you didn't. But it might surprise you to know that for Goldie and Kurt, the Clauses really
I like your approach to these characters because you take them seriously. This is not a caricature or a cartoon.
No, you're right. Very, very seriously.
You got to remember, he's a real human being. He's not a comic book character. He's not made up. He was a bishop. He was a man. The question is, of course, is through the myth, the legend, and whatnot, how is he still around? How is that possible?
But no matter how St. Nicholas, aka Santa, is still around, or how he and the missus wound up together, the real life story of Kurt and Goldie has, well, a certain magic all its own.
Press don't change, y'all.
Their first meeting, if you can call it that, happened on the set of the 1968 Disney musical, the one and only genuine original family band.
Was there a first impression?
I don't know. I mean,
I think for me, he was way too young. I was like dating older guys, right? I was 20.
I was only 15. So I didn't have a car. I didn't have a license.
Goldie was a dancer without much of a speaking part. And what's more, the producer didn't like her name.
He called me and he said, I know this is sensitive, but you really, your name sounds like a stripper. My mother gave me that. That was my great aunt's name, Goldie. And I said, "Oh, I'm not changing my name. I'm sorry." I said, "My middle name is Jean. What about Goldie Jean? Would work for you?" And he went, "Well, I guess it's going to have to work." And I said, "Gee, I guess it is. Goldie Jean."
Goldie Jean.
That's where we met.
Look at this place. The army couldn't afford drapes.
love
be
this
up at
movie.
the crack of dawn here.
But by the 1980s, Goldie Hawn was a name, an Oscar winner,
I think I'll stay.
who could produce a hit movie and star in it too.
Louis.
You were producing, directing, acting at a time when a lot of women were not doing that. How many times did you hear no?
Not many.
No.
Mm-mm. But the problem wasn't the no. The problem was the trepidation, really, of other male directors wanting to work with me because they thought that I would want to take over.
What you doing with the gun, Snake?
Looking for somebody.
For his
Snake
part,
Plissken.
Kurt had shed his wholesome Disney image for something a little grittier.
You need a lift?
And when he met Goldie again during his audition for 1984's Swing Shift, both were divorced and neither was looking for love.
Matter of fact, when I met Goldie, I was at a time in my life, a period of my life, where I was very definitely good at the person.
Well, while it's taking time to load, I didn't even know that they starred in, I guess it was like some type of musical movie in the 70s. I did not know. And he had such a young looking face. He was 15, she was 20. That is wow. I never knew that. But yeah, to this day, they are happy, they are together, and they are spending a lot of time with each other. And it's just adorable. It is. I don't know what's going on right now. It's still frozen, so I apologize.
Lucky there, being together.
There we go.
I think to myself,
Worst foot forward time.
in a-
I
in a way,
could hardly say that. I would say if you'd done that with me, I wouldn't be with you today.
well, I think I did, but I did. I did kind
How
of
so?
like who it was. Well, the first time I met her, I was horribly hungover. Yeah, that's not a good foot
But you were
forward.
fine.
It's-
Worst.
Well, I didn't try to put my best foot forward because it's a hard thing to hold that up. You know, once you've done that, now you've established something that you've set a bar that you can't stay with. You can't keep your
Really
dick down.
confusing me. This is like a group therapy session.
In the 4 decades since they met, Russell and Hawn have created some extraordinary characters, but each on their own. 2 very separate careers under one roof.
One of them fellas is not what he says he is.
Do you guide each other as far as the roles that you've chosen? Are there ones, not at all? Do you talk about it before you say yes or no?
Very rarely. He's never made a mistake in terms of what he's decided to do, ever. But he's never been bad, ever. And so even movies that I didn't like,
Get a lot of pushback on that.
I thought, no, you've never been bad.
I agree with you. I don't
You've
think I've
been
ever
bad in other ways. You know, but as an actor, I mean, I just think you're amazing.
You don't understand. There are only 3 ages for women in Hollywood: babe, district attorney, and driving Miss Daisy.
Of course, Goldie hasn't made all that many career missteps either. And when they're not working, they divide their time between homes in Aspen and this one in Los Angeles.
How long have you been here?
About 4 years. We built it, and it's just so great. I love it.
But they say they're proudest of their blended family. 4 children between them, with 6 grandchildren.
Y'all know who that is, right?
Enough
The new
love to go around.
Captain America.
So I'm sure you guys get asked this.
Riot Russell.
What is the secret, if you could boil it down?
There's no secret.
No, there's
And I love you for asking the question because it's a normal question. But there's 2 things, for me anyway, and it's that you both want to be together. I mean, you gotta want to be together, and as long as you, why are you laughing?
It's just because you're right. It's up and down. It's sideways. It's whatever. At the end of the day, how do you explain it? I don't know. I guess it's as simple as saying for me, it's the same thing as what you're saying. I call that love.
But you can actually survive a relationship in a way that when you get older, you go, oh, I'm so glad I got through whatever period that was. Do you know what I mean? Because relationships go through periods, sometimes really hard times. There's nothing sweeter than having a family And that is worth having.
Mm. She said having a family and love is worth everything. Strong, powerful words to embrace, to live by, and that's why I'm huge. I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think about that video in particular. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. So peace, love, and deuces.